My name's Alan Lee, illustrator of Tolkien and myths and legends from different times and worlds. And this is my new book. It's the Hobbit sketchbook. I had illustrated The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and worked on the films of both of those stories. And alongside all of that work, all the work involved in illustrating books, there's a kind of parallel amount of work going on, which is just exploring, doodling and producing endless roughs and variations that normally don't see the light of day. And this is an opportunity to put a lot of that background material into a book. So this contains drawings that I did when I was working on the book and working on the film, and quite a lot of new drawings and drawings done at different periods, all in one volume. It's a kind of companion volume to the Lord of the Rings sketchbook. I'm here at Waterstones, Piccadilly, and I've been asked to show you 3 books which have inspired me. And the first of these is the Mabinogion. And I was loaned a copy of this by a friend who was at Oxford, and he was studying English, the history of English literature. And as part of that, he was forced to read the Mabinogion, and I read this and I thought, my God, you can go to college and read this kind of wonderful material. It's 11 medieval tales which go from the period of the gods of the early Britons in Wales and through to medieval Arthurian stories. So they're transcriptions of what would have been an oral tradition into written form. And there's 11 stories. The first of 4 of them are called the 4 branches of the Mabinogion, and they concern the stories of the gods of Bran, Branwen, Manawyddan, Pryderi. And then there are 3 extraordinary tales called the Native British Tales, and for example, Culhwch and Olwen is an extraordinary story, which is probably one of the best, most kind of dramatic and strange and adventurous stories that I know. And the last 3 are 3 Arthurian stories, and I'd highly recommend it. And my second book is probably my other favourite trilogy, apart from The Lord of the Rings. It's the Gormenghast trilogy by Mervyn Peake. And I read this at, probably I was about 19 or 20 when I discovered this, and it's the most brilliant story of this child that's born into this inheritance, essentially. He's Titus Groan, son of Lord Groan, and due to inherit the realm of Gormenghast, which is this immense castle which we never kind of get to the end of it. It's sort of explored throughout the books, and it seems to kind of grow and become this whole world with extraordinary characters like Flay the butler, Swelter the cook, Prune Squalor, Barkentine, and Lord Groan, and Steerpike, who enters this world and sort of disrupts it and causes its downfall. But it's written with such verve and such colour, and yeah, if I had to take one book away with me to a desert island, I think it would be this one. And my final book is it's Labyrinth by Jorge Luis Borges. And this is one of the most extraordinary books that I've ever read. It's a book of short stories which deal with endless libraries, labyrinths, magical occurrences, crimes, written by this Argentinian master of the short story. And it's the kind of book that you read and you keep on dreaming about. It keeps on kind of sort of enters the unconscious in a way. And So if I ever want to really kind of have a little trip into somebody else's extraordinary mind, I'll read one of these stories, and I highly recommend this book.